All thanks and praises due to the basis foundation. God is most great. None has the right to be worshipped but you. Hello everyone. It's Stepdogg the Hip Hop Prophet, and I'm here with the next video in the YouTube series. And the name of this video is The Book of Revelation Revealed, Part 46, Part 45, The Judgment of Satan. And I'm going to read that right now. When the 1,000 years are over, Satan will be released from his prison and will go out to deceive the nations in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, and to gather them for battle. In number, they are like the sand on the seashore. They march across the breadth of the earth and surround the camp of God's people, the city he loves. But fire came down from heaven and devoured them, and the devil who deceived them was thrown into the lake of burning sulfur, where the beast and the false prophet had been thrown. They will be tormented day and night forever and ever. Okay, well, this is after the 1,000 years. Like I said, after the 1,000 years, God is going to stop giving out marks, and somebody is going to have the bright idea to practice sodomy, and that's going to unleash the devil from the pit. And that is going to be the beginning of the seventh and final kingdom of the devil. When the 1,000 years are over, Satan will be released from his prison and will go out and deceive the nations in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog. Well, basically, Gog and Magog, they're the nations that decide to start the seventh kingdom of the devil. Basically, you know, you could call the seventh kingdom of the devil Gog and Magog if you want, because, I mean, that's the only description given of it. And basically, the seventh Antichrist is going to rise during that time as well. And during this time frame, the people who follow the golden rule, because marks are no longer be given out, are going to get less and less and less. And then the day is going to come where the last person who followed the golden rule enters the gates of the great city, and then them gates are closed permanently. And, okay, deceive the nations in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, and gathered them for battle. Well, basically, once them gates are permanently closed, the devil convinces them, look, you're not going to get in there. Those gates are closed forever. You need to destroy that wall to get into that great city. And the reason the devil does that is because that's the devil's last chance to try to get into heaven. The devil's never been in heaven, and the devil doesn't get to be in heaven, but the devil thinks if the devil destroys that wall or gets into the city somehow, the devil's going to get to go to heaven. And the devil deceives people to, go along with the plan. In number, they are like sand on the seashore. Well, basically, all the human beings that were not in the great city of God before the gates closed, that's the number that's talked about here. And there's going to be billions of people. So, I mean, that's why he describes them as, like sand on the seashore. Like a grain of sand on the seashore. They marched across the breadth of the earth and surrounded the camp of God's people, the city he loves. That's the great city of God. Just like I said, they're going to gather around the wall, and then they're going to try to destroy it. Now, see, by this point, all the people who are in the great city, they're already going to be dead and gone. They're going to be in heaven already. So the great city is basically going to be empty anyway. But, the people outside the city are going to try to do this. And the reason they're going to try to do this is because they know the sun is acting. It's either the sun is acting in a bizarre fashion and it's ready to turn into a red giant, or a solar flare. That could do it as well. Because if a solar flare heads right towards this planet is going to be engulfed in fire and it's going to be gone. So those are the two options. But I do believe, the sun is going to become a red giant. The Earth's orbit is then going to pass through the sun, and when the Earth comes in contact with the sun, the Earth is no more. But anyway, But fire came down from heaven and devoured them. That's what I'm talking about. It's either a solar flare or the size of the sun increases and the orbit of the earth goes through the sun, and that happens. And the devil who deceived them was thrown into the lake of burning sulfur, where the beast and false prophet had been thrown. They will be tormented day and night forever and ever. Well, like I said before, Michael Jordan, who was the beast, the Antichrist, and the false prophet, Phil Jackson, they were both thrown into the lake of sulfur. And that's what's going to happen to the devil now. That was the devil's last chance. And the devil, got consumed by the fire and is done permanently. And basically, that's it for them. They're tortured forever and ever until God destroys the lake of sulfur, and then they die the second death. They're done. And that is the judgment of Satan. All thanks and praises due to the Basis Foundation. God is most great. None has the right to be worshipped but you.